welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna set up my currently journal for May 2023. Before I do, here's a quick look at how my April currently journal looks. If you don't know what a currently journal, what I use it for is to catch what I'm currently watching, listening, and reading. It's an easy 6 pages that I set up once a month, and then I get to spruce it up throughout the month, or usually just at the end of the month. Here I'm showing you some of the stamps that I will be using either while setting up the spread or once all the pictures are glued, then I'll go ahead and add it. These stamps, if I don't use them while setting this up right now, I'll just leave it close by, so when I'm ready to finish the spread for April, I'll go ahead, for May, I'll go ahead and use them. Whenever I'm setting up my currently journal, I don't have a rhyme and reason, meaning I don't have a theme for say. It's very subtle. Every month I pick 3 colors that I like and I think they go together. And these colors, I usually pick them from my Tumbo. And then I go ahead and set up all my pages. The first page that I'm setting up over here is my reading tracker. And my reading tracker is basically the monthly calendar. And normally what I do is that I put the stamp for the month, and then I add the number of the dates. I usually do a shape that I can fill up as I'm reading each day, but because I did this spread at the end of May, I knew that I already read during those days, so I decided to do something different. And you'll see here that I go in, and then instead of doing like a box or a circle that I can fill in as I read, I just went ahead and did like little strips of like color, and then I'm just gonna add the dates 1 through 31. I love reading. I have set myself a goal to be able to read about 4 books a month, and last month I read 10 books, which I was so happy that I did that. This month it looks like I will end up reading, I think is 5 books, and I seen a pattern using my currently journal, and that is that when I read the most, I watch less shows or listen to less podcasts. So I love that I'm reading a lot, but I'm also missing out on my favorite shows, and sometimes I'm also missing out in, for example, my favorite podcast. And I am behind in some of my podcasts for like about a month. So I think this summer, once everything settles, I'm gonna be able to catch up while I'm at the pool and just listen to a bunch of podcasts and read. Reading is one of my main things. I love reading. I am into romance novels, historical romance novels to be exact. I am a goner for them. So if you have a favorite book that you want to share, let me know down in the comments below. It doesn't have to be romance novels. I'm always looking to add new authors to my reading list. So any recommendations are welcome. Okay, back to the design of my currently journal. Like I said at the beginning, I usually don't have a set plan for my currently. The only plan that I really have is that I want to use these 3 colors. I usually in the currently journal try to keep it as simple as I can, because once I do all the pictures and add them to the pages, the pages are going to take a life of its own. And I like to keep it simple. I think the pages that are usually the more that are heavy with designs or with decorations are my reading tracker, which is this one. And then that's it, because the other pages are very simple. I just do borders, and then whatever I did here, for example, those little blotches that I did in the corner of my calendar, I will try to recreate that in the other pages, just so I can make the pages look more cohesive. I think that the three colors that I chose and also will also make it look more cohesive. By the way, I'm gonna have a list of the items that I use down in the description below. This is my simple go-to design. I do not know how to draw professionally, so don't come at me if I'm not using the shading correctly. I try to do in my currently journal what feels good to me, what I feel that looks beautiful to my eye, because at the end of the day, this is the notebook that I'm going to have, that is mine, and this is my work of art. So I feel happy with what I'm doing, and I love to look at the spreads from past months. So I try to go in with the mindset that this is for me, and I get to share it with you guys, because I feel that maybe you can find some inspiration and do your own currently journal, where you can journal about the stuff that you're loving right now, whether it's a podcast that you're loving, or music that you're listening to, or any shows that you want to go ahead and capture. People have different ways to journal, and I think that is so unique to the person. It's so personal. A journal is so personal. So if you ever see someone that says you need to journal this way, run the other way, because journaling is just like a personal experience, and the most important thing is that you're true to yourself, true to what you love, to what you like, and just go ahead and put your feelings, emotions, what you love on paper and go for it. And for me, what I wanted to do was to bring the colors that I used on the first two pages, and I'm doing using my little Tumbo, I'm doing this little design, and then on top I'm gonna stamp the word May, and then using my writing, I'm gonna write the word watching. I love to do little design as possible in these pages, because like I said, what is going to bring these pages together is once I print the covers of the movies and music, all of that is going to make these pages come alive. So the less design that I do, the better. I still want a framework, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just doing something very simple. I love this notebook by Archer and Olive, because I'm able to come up with my design and not be afraid that my stamps or my Tumbo brushes are gonna bleed through. The paper is so divine, is thick paper, is white paper, and it just is a dream to write on it. The size that I'm using for this notebook is a B6. I find that B6 are the perfect size for me. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's just perfect. It's my Goldilocks, and I really love. It's portable as well. I can just put it in my purse if I need to, and then take it with me. I usually don't. This journal lives in my craft room, and I just take it out to set it up, and then at the end of the month, when I'm ready to add all the pictures and everything. I love, 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 love this paper. And for this month design, which just came out, I didn't have like a true plan. I just decided to do a little bit of doodling like every month, and this is what it came out. I really love the way these three little flowers came about. Here I'm about to be done, but then I went ahead and looked, and I'm like, oh, this little spot needed a little something. Well, let me tell you, I did not like what I did, but I kept telling myself at the end of the month, or later on, because this was recorded at the end of the month, I'm going to add other things, and maybe I can just hide that or put something else on top. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just, I felt creative. I tried it, didn't like it. I'm just gonna let it rest, and then I'll come back to it. I try not to be too caught up in the design of these pages, because it's supposed to be something fun, something easy, something that I get to do once or twice a month, and this is what it is. I love, love, love that I get to do this. I love that I get to look back at my months and see what I was into, and it's just a good catch-all notebook. I hope that you have found some inspiration, that you are able to catch your own story, your own little currently watching, listening, reading, and enjoying it. This is Kessie. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.